What's good, man? It's Mr. Trill Talk No Pill Talk in here with legendary producer and director from Dallas, Texas, MistaE.
So,
Just tell us a little bit about yourself, for the people who don't know what you do and where you came from. I know you used to produce and then you got into directing, but kind of tell them how you made the transition.
yeah, man, first of all, shout out to Mr. Trill Talk, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate the platform. I came from the producing world, the music world. A lot of y'all know me from producing with Big Chief and a lot of other people around here, TCAS, The Road, man, too many to name, you know what I'm saying? So I came from that world and I just kind of transitioned into film. I always had a fascination for film and just kind of transitioned into film. I did the first movie, the TripleD movie, where I was the writer and executive producer. And then the second one, I felt like I was ready to go ahead and jump in the director's chair.
No, so it's gonna be you directing this one instead, like the last one was one,
Right.
And this one be different.
Right. So I'm the director and the writer of TripleDRevenge.
What made you want to do the directing this one? This time different, like than the last time.
Just knowing more about film. Took the time to really study filmmaking, and I wouldn't sit here and say I don't have a long way to go. You know? So I'm still learning, I'm still growing, but I felt like based on writing the script and having a vivid vision of how I want the film to look, I thought it was time to go ahead and just try this directing thing.
Yeah. So on this movie right here, let me get straight, like this one started off where the last one ended, like when Darius, he finally got out the situation he was in, and TCAS got killed.
My boy been
you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah. And it ended with Duro coming out in there. So how is that gonna how you gonna connect the dots like from the first one to the second one?
Yeah, man. First of all, shout out to the cast of the TripleD movie. Man, I know this is crazy. Can I please pause it?
Oh yeah.
Please.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, bro.
That's good.
I
can just start now for the last one. How was the transition from going from the first TripleD movie to this
one? The transition just really involved me doing some real life grown man stuff and getting my family and everything squared away. But also, learning filmmaking. So when I did the first TripleD, me and Juan, we kind of knew that we could put something together that people would like. We knew to get, a lot of the rappers.
Yeah, because they was hot then.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I was really involved in the music. So I knew that I could make the soundtrack hot. Shout out to the whole soundtrack. Everybody that was on the soundtrack, man, that was jamming.
Yeah.
And so we just knew we could put it together. You know what I'm saying? After TripleD, of course, I had an opportunity to step back and think and look at it for what it was, and I was like, I really need to learn the craft of filmmaking.
Yeah.
So, truth be told, I got a long way to go, but I've come a long way. So I used the past 5 years to really try to understand filmmaking and understand acting and really putting a film together to a Hollywood standard.
Okay, so why Juan? What was the situation? Why Juan ain't involved in this one right here?
Boy, you messy as hell. The thing about it is, man, first of all, I shout out to Juan, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have did the first one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, Juan is doing his own thing. He doing some other movies, you know what I'm saying, some other films. And I just feel like some people are in your life for a season. Some people are there for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And I think that our season was up. You know what I'm saying? So it was time for me to veer off, and then I needed to be in the director's chair.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, I did some directing in the first TripleD quite naturally. Yeah. But I agreed to, make sure he got credit.
Pretty much let him do.
Yeah. Which I'm happy for, because now I know so much more about it. So, but yeah, man, it wasn't no bad blood with Juan, but at that same token, it was time to go two different ways.
Yeah, you had outgrew the Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Basically,
Ah, man, I just, two different perspectives on things. You know what I'm saying? I'm very stern when it comes to business. I'm very stern when it comes to marketing. You know what I'm saying? And, I just prefer to do things a different way.
So how did you get into like with the actors this time? Like I see you did more actors this time than whereas in the last one you did a bunch of rap. You had a bunch of rappers in there.
Right.
What made you transition to that right there?
Simply put, man, the film industry they don't respect you if you're not an actor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, acting is a very special craft.
Yeah.
You know, and I always knew that I wanted to deal with actors.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I said, no, this time I don't want to deal with a bunch of rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the ones that came though, because it wouldn't have been what it was.
Yeah,
it
without
wouldn't have
all
been
the
as
rap,
big.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, shout out to all of them. But I want to deal with more on the acting side and really put together films that the industry respect.
Mm-hmm. So, since you know you didn't deal with a lot of rappers, but you do have Mo3 in there, you know.
I do have Mo3.
And that's major right there. How did that come about?
Man, first things first, man. I want to say R.I.P. The Mo3 man, long live Mo3 man.
Mm-hmm.
He was not just a rapper. He wasn't just an actor for us. He was part of the family.
Yeah.
You know, and that hit us pretty hard. So you know, we do this and real dedication to him and dedication to Dip, who also passed.
Yeah, DJ Dip was funny as hell in the first one.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, long live DJ Dip. That was my personal partner. You know, and so we do this in dedication to them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But Mo3, I reached out to Mo3. I don't even think it was that long after the first TripleDRevenge.
You was ready to shoot the next one already.
I was ready. And the bottom line was, he was like, yeah, I'll do it. But when it really got time for me to actually start shooting, I reached back out to him. I was like, man, this nigga, he doing his thing right now. He ain't thinking about that movie.
He jumped right on it.
No, he didn't jump right on it. But after reaching out to him strong, he was like, he with it, man. Shout out to Rainwater. That's my boy, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rainwater was always the bridge between me and him.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like Rain, but Rain cool dude, though.
Well, let me tell you about Rain. The thing about Rain is, I've been knowing Rain since he was a lot younger. When he was with Star D, he kind of hang around us a little bit. And Rain is very ambitious.
Yeah.
And sometimes Rain don't necessarily know how to verbalize certain things, but he has a very business mind. And he don't get distracted easily when it comes to having a goal or having a plan and putting it together.
Yeah,
and he don't let nobody discourage him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was the same thing with Mo3. We saw him, you know, run around the city trying to get a certain support for Mo3, and he wouldn't stop until
he got it.
What was in his mind, you know.
Till it manifested.
Yeah, it manifested. So shout out to Rainwater. But he need a secretary. He need a secretary assistant or something, man. He be out on Clubhouse, don't want to answer the phone. But yeah, man. You know, Rainwater, cool people.
So what other actors? I mean, besides me, what other rappers? I know you got Mo3. That's the only rapper you got in?
I got other artists that's in the movie, but they are heavy in the film side.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Shout out to Andre Dean. He was in the Carter movie. He's in the film side. Shout out to Brandon Crystal, a.k.a. Lamar Straight. He's heavy on the film side, but he's also an artist as well, man. And man, shit, I got some hot music too, man. So I encourage y'all to go check out the music. Matter of fact, Brandon is my boy. We went to Carter together, and he actually made this shirt for me. So y'all, man, with Mo3 and TripleD, man, this is a MistaE exclusive for real, man. He did his thing, man. So shout out to my boy. But Official Watson, he is also an artist, Billboard Records. He you know, been doing the music for a long time, and he's heavy on the acting. So we do have actors that's involved in the music, but you know, they heavy on the acting. And I don't give a damn if you a stripper, just as long as you heavy on the acting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I do have people in the film that's not actors, but most of them are. Okay. And I tell everybody this, I don't deserve them. Because I think they are the best of the best in Dallas. And I'm not just saying that because they belong to me. Like I really analyzed, I was like, damn, MistaE, your black ass and got the best of the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I'm excited for them, and I'm excited for the future of film making in Dallas, and I'm excited about TripleDRevenge, man. Now stay tuned.
Okay, so moving on, like with the movie. Okay, what exactly is the storyline like? Okay, you know, the last one ended off, like I said, with Darius getting his situation, and then T Cash, which was 40.
40. Okay,
he died. He passed.
40.
You know, he got killed by the Chinese woman, whatever, for Big Lou or whatever. So
now I hope everybody didn't seen the first Triple D, because he showed spoiler. We didn't put spoiler alert at the bottom. Nah, but I'm with you. Yeah, that's exactly where it happened. So it does pick up where it left off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that it's what people think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But what I will tell you is it's about a gentleman that, of course, witnessed a family member being murdered, which was 40.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes a discovery, hits someone unexpected. And so now he got to figure out what's most important to him. Yeah. Is revenge most important to him? Is justice most important to him?
Yeah.
What really drives him?
Okay.
Because he's probably going to bite off more than he can chew.
Yeah. Dealing with Big Lou.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Big Lou is in there live in effect, man.
So who playing Big Lou this time?
Actually, Brandon Crystal.
Okay.
So if you go look at the Carter movie, that's the dark dude that was tall, that pulled off the invasion at the restaurant, and he got involved with the invasion, man. Hell of an actor. He's actually on the cover of TripleDRevenge too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what about the production side, man? You still doing production, making the beats and stuff? Or you kind of got away from it?
Man, I got this love affair with music and film.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, of course, my day one was always music.
Mm-hmm.
And what I started doing is kind of flirting and cheating with film.
Yeah.
And then production start tripping because you got all these, and music start tripping because now you got all these mumble rappers.
Yeah.
And just, you know, that was my baby, but she ain't the same no more. It's like she changing. So so now I didn't transition all the way to film.
All the way to film and direct.
But then what's so crazy is I'm still messing with music behind her back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I'm still kind of flirting with the music still because I have to.
Okay.
We got ties, but film is it for me right now.
So most of the movie you filmed, it's mostly all filmed in Dallas, or?
Majority of it.
Okay.
That's the best way I can put it. Majority of it was filmed in Dallas.
So would
for sure.
Would you say Mo3 would be the star of this one, or would he be like somewhere in the you know, you got the co-star and you got the star of the movie. You know, the co-star can have like a lot of part in the movie, but
he's definitely a co-star. Some would call him a lead supporting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Supporting actor, but he has a main character in the movie. And when Mo3 came to us, he didn't know how to act. Yeah. You know.
Did you have to do the acting classes and all that?
He did.
Oh yeah.
For what, 3-4 months? He did acting classes.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all some exclusive because only my boy gonna have this. Yeah. But the room that we in right now is the room that 3 was in when we taught him how to act.
Oh, okay.
You know, 2 or 3 times a week. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So this very room is the room that he learned how to act. Oh yeah. So y'all be the judge now. If he ain't acting, then y'all let me know. But I think he did pretty good, man. Yeah. I'm really proud of him.
Like, I didn't think nobody did bad on the first one. Like, really, man, it was good to me. I liked it. Yeah.
That was a fun experience.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they say ignorance is bliss. Mm-hmm. And we didn't know. So we just having fun. We just having fun. Yeah.
Okay, so what's your relationship like? I mean, let me say it like this. You got, you know, it's a lot of beef in Dallas. You got Trouble and them, or you know what I'm saying, all that in the Mo3 situation. So what do you think could bring the city together, you know, as far as the music scene in Dallas right now?
Man, you know, I think that the #1 cause for beef is egos. Mm-hmm. And it's like just people in general, a lot of times we don't know how to check our egos. Mm-hmm. So we allow somebody to affect us. And no matter how you put it, you allow somebody to affect you emotionally. Yeah. When at the end of the day, this is a business. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Can't take it personal.
Yeah, you can't take nothing personal. And I mean, you know, it's a lot of situations that just went so far that it wasn't no turning back. Yeah, it wasn't no turning back. You know, nobody wanted to be the bigger man and say, you know what, let's stop this right here. Let's have a conversation.
Because it's going to look like, oh, man, it's like he holding me, basically.
Well, not only that, but everybody, between ego and another thing is everybody image driven. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to hold their image up. Now, with the internet, everything is on the internet. And
you fucked up a lot of shit, really.
You know, I'm stepping, you know, so, you know, back in the day, that shit was a secret.
Like you know like Jay-Z, like why give it away and we can sell it? You know what I'm saying? You can sell it later on down the line.
I guess so, huh?
Yeah.
But I guess I'm old school. Hopefully I don't look it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm old school, so a lot of this shit that I see, we don't do that.
Yeah. So what you think about the state of hip hop like in Dallas, Texas right now?
Man, I'm very excited about the state of hip hop in Dallas, Texas for a couple of reasons. I see a lot of original shit.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, of course, with the original shit, you always see the copycatters.
Yeah.
And they just don't know no better. Some trying to find their own. Some it ain't meant for them to do this.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like Mo3, for example, he's very original. Yeah. You know, I think Yellow's original. I don't think nobody sounds like Yellow.
Yeah,
I don't think
nobody sounds like his own sound.
Yeah, you know, I don't think nobody sounds like Trap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fort Worth, man, them niggas super dope.
Yeah, it's a bunch of them. It's a bunch of
them. And they super dope. I always was like, man, they little scene that they got is dope. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely maximized.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited to see where it's going to go. You know, we done been there and done that with Chief and that wave and all the way from the Pookie and Lucha days all the way to now. So I'm excited to see where it's going to go.
All right. So what's your relationship with Chief like? You know, y'all still cool or y'all still?
Bro.
Okay.
That's bro. You know, he come ride down on me. I could come ride down on him. Shout out to him because he didn't crank this shit back up. The music and shit. And it's, you know,
Speaking of him cranking it back up though, you see he had an interview with Big D, Mogul Media.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to Big D, man.
He had an interview with them and they asked him a question about the legend thing. Like, do you think he was right on his quotes about the legendary stuff? Like, you can't be a legend off of like a hot song. He said, if you're gonna be a legend, it goes off body of work.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I agree too.
It's the equivalent of making yourself legendary because you had a good game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't go off one game.
If you ain't consistent throughout your career, or at least consistent through your season, then how can you be legendary?
Yeah, one song ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, one song ain't gonna do it. Shit, as far as I'm concerned, one project ain't gonna do it. If you came out with one project and it was dope, and you can't repeat it, then to anybody that got some sense, it looked like you was lucky.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or just had the right elements around you at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Yeah, you know, legendary is doing something in your circumference that cannot be easily done or haven't been done. You know what I'm saying? People have come out with hot songs. Yeah. So what's special about that? How does that make you legendary?
For real.
You know what I'm saying?
Chief was 17 albums, something like that. It's up there. It's high.
He probably in 25, 26 albums.
Yeah, because that's just counting the E-Greedy volumes. You know, then you got all the other ones too.
Yeah.
So when did you and him start working together? Like from the beginning of it, or did you come along like E-Greedy 4, E-Greedy 3, somewhere up in there?
When I bumped into Chief, it was after Grass House, it was after Pimp C, but it was before Pookie and Lucha. Okay. It was before we were young. Yeah. We was like just coming out of our teens. You know what I'm saying? So it was before Pookie and Lucha, and Chief was stealing my beats.
Yeah, he was just taking them off the internet. Well, it wasn't even no internet.
Hell no, it wasn't no internet. He was taking them bitches off CD. Well, what it was I was giving him, trying to do some sophisticated shit. Yeah. Giving him samples of the beat.
And he just go record.
Shit, he took them bitches through that loop. But you know what? The true thing about it is he'll double back around and threw me some cash for it. But she be slick.
Yeah.
So he threw me some cash for it then, but he wanted another batch. In advance.
So, basically,
you really paying me.
Basically, want you to front the product, then you come.
Yeah. But you know what? I gotta say that, especially as a producer, if it wasn't for Chief, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if I would be as known.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, I know that's how I heard of you. Like on like it was way before the Triple D anthem and all that. Like I think it was like Eat Greedy 5.
Yeah.
Like with All Eyes on Me and all that.
All Eyes on Me. Was that 5? No, I don't think. But see, you know what? He used to double back.
Yeah, they'll put some of the songs on.
So don't give me the line, because I get to fucking it up. Yeah. But
I know Pull It Off, All Eyes on Me, Deep in the Game was all on.
Oh yeah, we had been rocking years by then.
Yeah.
I mean years and years by then.
From the Burberry cover.
We was rocking before that.
Yeah.
I did production on the Burberry cover. We was rocking before that. Yeah, because that was after the Pookie and Lucci run.
Yeah. So what other artists have you worked with?
You know, during my day, you had Chief, you had The Road, you had T Cash, you had Baby C, you had Ricochet. Man, crazy thing about it is, man, shout out to Gator Man, HHP, you know, shout out to the whole Holly Hills, man. You know what I'm saying? Gator Man from my hood. Yes. So I'm finna give y'all some exclusive on Gator Man since you asked me about Gator Man. Gator Man, we was little. And me and my partner, we was rapping at the time, we were trying to get with Gator Man. Gator Man wasn't fucking with us. But you know, we always admired Gator Man from afar. That boy had that wordplay, and then he was from the hood, you know what I'm saying? So, like, if we wanted to have a valid conversation, we could talk about Gator being a Dallas vet.
Yeah, you're doing it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. See, like, them the kind of conversations we could talk about because Gator sold units. Yeah. When CDs were $15, $20.
Exactly.
You know.
Like, see, I remember first time I heard Gator was at what was it? Whole World Kiss My Ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was everybody in East Texas back where I'm from. They was all jamming it right there, man. That was a hard song. Yeah, and I'm like, damn, who was that? Then I see a lot of rap, a lot of shit he was doing, a bunch of different stuff like that.
Yeah, Gator moved around. Moved around, man. Piper moved around, man. Shout out to Gator, man, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bro. So, Quinn Fox, I love from Holly Hills, man. Shout out to y'all, man.
So, okay, we're gonna do a top 5 now.
Let's do it.
We got a top 5 we're gonna do top 5 Dallas all time.
Oh, I got to think on that. But let's go. Let's do it though. But you gotta be more specific. What you gonna base it on?
We're gonna base this off body of work.
One body of work?
Nah, just the whole thing. Like not just saying they music, like everything they brought to the game. When I say body of work, I mean everything. Like their music, the being smart with the business, all that, like everything in one.
Now, are we talking about mainstream? Like
no. It could be
specific.
It ain't gotta be mainstream. Like, what's your top? If you gonna pick, like,
okay, now that's
5,
a different question. So if you ask me just what my top, then I could tell you what I'm gonna base it on.
Yeah, basically do it like that.
Yeah. So if I decide my top, number one, it's gonna be based off your whole career. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit, we're gonna do Madden.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your whole career, how consistent you was, and if I could put your record in and jam from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, and now they have a bunch of skills.
How consistent you was.
Yeah.
I know who your producer was, who your engineers was, if you had writers, who your writers was, and ultimately, like, can you put out that good dope consistently? So we can, that's something we can talk about. So in order, you want me to put it in order?
Put it in order. Put it in order.
Shit.
Yeah, put it in order. Start at 5.
Start at 5. Yeah, I gotta forgive me because I ain't never thought about this, so I gotta think about it. Boy, you put that heat on me. And again, this is just me, my opinion.
Yeah, this your opinion.
It's just my opinion, and I might rearrange this later because I ain't really thought about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I will have to say 5.
Or you can start from 1 and make it easy.
I probably have to start from 1.
Start from 1,
I probably have to start from 1. one, to this very day, when you're just talking about putting together projects and being consistent, selling units, jamming from the beginning to the end, I still have to say Chief. Everybody gonna say, well, you being biased because that's your account. But I mean, you know, like I put his projects and albums up against whoever.
Yeah.
We can talk about it.
Especially by their work.
We can hash it out. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Chief was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
We was in the studio, and the way we came up with hooks and the way we came up with remakes and classic records and timeless records, and the way we thought about what the consumer wanted and what the fans wanted and the climate of what was going on, I just don't know that other artists put that type of thought process into their projects. You know what I'm saying? So, great big shout out to the Don, man.
So you got Chief first.
Chief first.
Yeah, what you got after that?
Mo3.
Mo3.
Now, this might start some shit, but I think Mo3 is the greatest rapper that's Dallas ever seen.
Me too. I agree. I agree with that 100%.
And when I say that, I mean like just raw ability. When you talk about ability, Mo3 was the best.
Yeah, he
and
was.
Everybody, a lot of people didn't say that until he passed.
Yeah, a lot of people did. Like he said, he had them secret listeners. Them secret listeners.
Yeah.
They'll listen to him, but they ain't gonna give him his props.
Yeah, type shit. But he just from a talent standpoint,
he
was a freak. He was a freak. What I was gonna say, another thing I was gonna say about Mo3 is it would be a lot more of an interesting conversation had 3 kept living long enough to have a catalog that Chief had, then we could have more of an interesting conversation. Because one thing about it is he put out some solid projects.
Yeah, solid as hell.
Very solid projects. I mean, and it's crazy that people don't even realize that, like, are you listening to his album compared to everybody else?
Yes,
or are y'all dumb? Or you biased? Or what is it?
You gotta be something.
Are you not listening to the level of production or the level of engineering?
Songwriting and everything.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? But Mo3 will be second. Number 3, just body of work, very consistent projects. I would have to go with Tuck. I have to go with Tuck. Man, shout out to Tuck too. Tuck never came out with a sloppy project.
Nah, all of them were jamming. And he didn't have that many of them, but all of them were jamming.
Yeah. And I don't even think that the production was monstrous. Yeah. But what I do think is that it was very consistent, and he was consistent.
Yeah, he was consistent with it.
He was gonna give you something on every album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to whole DSR. Yeah. I have to go with Tuck on that one. Number 3.
Number 4 now.
Number 4 and 5, I gotta give it to Pookie and Lucci.
Oh yeah.
I have to give it to Pookie and Lucci.
That's a solid list.
Yeah. Now if you start talking numbers, then that's a different conversation. Yeah. Which we have to put Yella at the front of that list.
Yella at the front of that list. Yella and Post Malone.
Yella and Post Malone. Well, then of course, you know, but the role also belongs in there when you talk about numbers. But Yella had a monstrous single, which was that's on me.
You couldn't lose with it.
And it's just the numbers. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny them numbers. And then it's the same thing with the road when he did Ice Cream Paint Job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that was when streaming was first coming there. Like he did crazy numbers on Ice Cream Paint Job. When you get into the numbers, it get different. Yeah. But them would be my top 5 from just putting a project together, creativity, the production, the hooks, lyrically, you know what I'm saying, taking people to that place. Yeah. Them would be my top 5.
I definitely, I can agree with that top 5. That was a nice one.